And Dave, we are just about live, setting up your meeting for Facebook Live. Okay. And we are live on Facebook, Dave. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I want you to know that the most expensive thing you will ever pay is attention to the wrong people. And today, I got one of the right ones here. Dave, how are you this morning, Dave?
I tell you what, I have to be honest with you, Frederick. If I was any better, I couldn't stand it.
You couldn't stand it. What's going on, Dave, that's got you so fired up and excited? Hey, folks, I'm talking to Mr. Dave Wadsworth, the attitude man.
It's funny why you said fired up. I am so fired up because today you are helping me launch my new book. It's called Finishing on Fire. And it's about your passion, your purpose, your prosperity in life. And I am really excited about it because every adult, every person able to read will benefit from this book. And that excites me because I want to lift people up. Because honestly, you know, Frederick, you never stand taller than when you reach down and help someone up.
Whoa, come on, Dave. You never stand taller than when you reach down and help someone up. Keep going, Dave. Keep going.
That's right. Well, I've always been a cheerful, positive person. My dad taught me that. He never met a stranger, and that's my personality. And the only strangers to me are people I haven't met yet. And they will be my friend once I meet them, unless they're really a scumbag and I don't want to meet them anyway. But good people are everywhere. You just have to look and see them. They're with you every day. And this book talks about looking for the good in people, looking for the good in situations, looking for the good in yourself. It's looking for the good because it is there. It's all around you. Sometimes we just don't see it because our eyes are focused on the wrong things.
So Dave, who is Dave Wadsworth? Let's back up. You know, I know you've written a book. We're going to talk about the book. We're going to talk about current issues and things that are going on. But let's just talk about the man. Who is Dave Wadsworth?
Dave Wadsworth is kind of a unique fellow. I'm a very generous person, a very kind person, but I grew up in Southern Indiana and kind of a rural area, just kind of a country fellow, but I've traveled the world. I've been blessed to do that. And I've met thousands of people. I have thousands of friends just because I've looked for the good in people. But I grew up, I've worked for the U.S. government for several years. I was in a leadership and management position with the U.S. government. That was after I graduated from Purdue University, which is a major agriculture school and engineering school also. But then I went on with the U.S. government for several years. And then I went into corporate world and I was a regional sales manager for a corporation and covered about 16 states in the Southeastern United States and enjoyed that work. And then I moved into my own business. I said, hey, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm smart enough to start my own business. And so I did that. And that's what I've been doing for the last several years. And now I've started writing books. This is my second book, and I am so excited to be here, and especially with my good friend Frederick. So good to see you.
So good to see you, Dave. We're gonna keep going forward. But wait a minute. I want to learn about this business that you're in. You know, like I know what you do, but I want you to tell us a little bit about what you do when you're out there with them things on your head and you. All right, so talk to us about that, Dave.
I have a really unique business. I have a machine. I'm kind of a solopreneur, but I have a machine that mows down trees and brush. It's basically a lawnmower for trees. Okay. I will go into a woods or a wilderness and I can turn it into a park. I will go in and take out all the invasive species and all the nasty trees that are either dead, dying, or diseased. And I'll clean that out and I will leave the nice, healthy, beautiful trees. And overnight, actually during the day, I don't work at night, but overnight, it will instantly turn into a park, and people just absolutely love what I do. And it's fun. It really is fun. And I tell you, every man I've ever met envies me running that machine. It is the ultimate big boy toy. And I have a lot of women that actually will sit and watch me for hours because they're just so thrilled with what I'm doing, and they're just fascinated at what this machine will do. So it's kind of neat to be in that position. And the cool thing is, it affords me the opportunity as I'm working. I'm basically mowing and mulching. I put in my headphones and I listen to books all the time. I listen to so many audio books because I can multitask. I can learn as I go. And that's the thing with me. I have awakened in me somehow just that the resurgence of a love for learning. And so I have, in the last 4 years, actually listened to or read over 2,000 books, which is
2,000.
phenomenal. 2,000, but it's like, are you kidding me? Because for the first 55 years of my life, and I talk about this a little bit in my book, I read maybe a total of 25 books in 55 years. Now, the average adult will read about 1 book per year. Well, I was half of the average. So I was double dumb. I was just an idiot. But for some reason, I just awoke in me that thirst again that I had for learning all my life. And Audible has allowed me to do that. And new technology has allowed me to expand myself, because when I read a book, I learn about people and their values, and I learn about ideas, and I learn about what I want to become, and not, I want to continue to grow. And I talk about that in my book, that reading is learning, learning is growing, and growing leads to happiness and success. So I want people to read, learn, and grow. And that's what I'm about.
Wow. Read, learn, and grow. Okay. So now, Dave, I want to thank you. Now that's a lot of reading. That's a lot of books, man. I understand now why you can keep that big smile, because, the more you know, the more you grow, and the more you grow, the more you glow.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
You like that? You
that
can
is-
take it. You can have it,
You are glowing.
You are glowing, man. You are growing and glowing. You got the power of God on your life. Dave, you and I met, what now? We've been at it now for about 2 years, a year and a half.
Yeah.
About a year and a half we
Last year.
met.
Yeah.
Last year. We met in a mastermind. Was it the mastermind or was it the Copyright Academy? We're in Nashville, or was it Spokane?
We were in Nashville. We were at the Copywriting Academy, and you were glowing. Actually, you sat in front of me. We were in the front section, but you were in front of me, just to the left. And we had a little break thing, and you turned around, and we met eyes, and you just, you smiled real big. I smiled real big, and we just stuck out our hand and say, "Hi, I'm Dave Wadsworth." You said, "I'm Frederick Jones." And from then on, we were like buds. I mean, because you could tell that we had the same spirit of love and encouragement, and just, being a good person. And it was just an immediate spark. Pardon my pun with the Finishing on Fire book, but it was a spark.
And we even became, since then, I don't know if I was married. I wasn't married when I met you in Nashville.
No.
Right.
No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So since then, I've gotten a beautiful wife, and Loretta, and your wife's name?
My wife is Glinda, like the Good Witch and Wizard of Oz, Glinda. But my mother's name is Loretta. And so my mom, Loretta, reminds me of your wife, but she, we had met, and we went to several meetings together. We met out in Spokane, Washington, and we were in several small workshops together. And I was staying at a hotel, big hotel there, and I got a really good rate. And I thought, hey, I need to share this with Frederick. So I contacted you and said, hey, would you like to room, with me? Because I've got this nice room here and I got a good rate.
Yeah.
So we were able to split the cost, and that made it even better. And you didn't snore too much. That was good.
Yeah.
So
You didn't chop down in the trees either.
but I remember you got out your ironing board and you were just so well prepared for the meetings. You looked so nice. And I was like, wow, that man he is a professional. And so it's been exciting to meet with you and interact with you and learn so much from you. And I'm just constantly saying, wow, I like this guy. I really like this guy. I need to hang with this guy.
Well, I feel the same way about you, Dave. I feel the same way about you. And so it's been going on and on. So now you both, Dave and I, are in Ray Edwards' $1 Million Mastermind community. And folks, if you're looking for a good copyright coach, somebody that's going to help you write and sell and help your business go to another level, I strongly suggest Ray Edwards. What do you think, Dave?
Oh my, he's the best. Ray is a very solid man. Personally, his character is just impeccable, but he also is one of the finest copywriters out there. And if you want to be your best, you need to seek out the best and learn from the best. And that's why I'm with you, because of this Amazon book. Frederick, this is your business, teaching people to write this book and become a #1 bestseller on Amazon. You're the master. And people, that's why I have sought you out, because I want to be an author that has that #1 bestseller. And that's what I'm excited about, because I'm learning from people that have #1, great quality character, and #2, they know what they're doing. And that's why we're together. But yeah, Ray Edwards, top notch. I would, unhesitatingly recommend Ray Edwards. Yes.
So Dave, we've been hanging out, and you already was an author, but you already had published probably several books. I'm not sure if you had several books, but I know you're an author. You're already an author, but you weren't a #1 best-selling author yet, right?
Right. I went, Dave Wadsworth typically does it the hard way first. And then he figures out, oh, ouch, that didn't work so well. That hurt. And so I have to back up and say, okay, now how do I do it right? Okay. And so that's the thing. You either win or you learn. And so after I learned my first time, then I sought you out and I said, okay, I want to go to the man that can get me where I want to be. And so that's why I went to you. But my first book called Living in the Ditch. It's about my brother and I, young boys, and a lot of good stories there. It's I don't know if you got a copy there. Yeah, there you go. You got a copy. But yeah, that was my first book, and that's on Amazon as a paperback and an ebook. And it is a fun read. I've had so many people, educated people, I mean, doctors, lawyers, very well-educated people will come back to me and say, Dave, I absolutely loved your book. It brought me back memories of my childhood and things that I had done. And that's exciting to me, because books are just so universal. They reach so many lives. And just because it's written as some of my childhood stories, it doesn't, it's not lost on people of very high intelligence.
So you had this book and you wanted to release a new book. What was the challenge? What was it that you wanted to accomplish that you hadn't been able to do on your own?
Okay. I think the thing I want to do, really, I've been called a Barnabas so many times I can't even count it. I am a person of encouragement. I want to encourage people. So I really wanted my message out, because I want to lift people up. I really do. Now, this is geared more for men, kind of middle-aged and upper men, but it actually is so beneficial. Every part in here has a key ingredient for anyone that wants to improve their relationships in their lives, because it's either relationships, health, or finances, basically, that you deal with in life that really give you pain points. So my challenge was, how do I put all these ideas together that make sense and can touch as many lives around the world as possible? And that's really what I was looking for. How do I do that? And so I said, okay, I got to find a guy that can help me get to #1 on Amazon and then go from there. That is as a basic launch pad. So that's been the challenge, putting it all together, putting it in order the way it needs to go, and then make it so simple for people to just say, yes, I can take just one idea in this book and instantly my life is changed. And they can do that. Frederick, there's so many parts in this book, just action items and quotes and ideas. And if they'll just take one, their life will instantly be changed. And it's all under their control. They can do it. You don't have to wait on someone else to make a move. It's you.
Give me an example. Give me a concept from the book that does that.
Oh, thank you for asking. I tell you what, Frederick, one thing that I do, it's called, I got this years ago from a book I read, and M.I.N.D was the guy, great guy. He's passed away, but he talked about kind of playing a game in life about, it's called Dead by Midnight. That's one of my chapters. And what you do when you meet people every day, as you meet them, you pretend that you have a deep, dark secret that that person doesn't know or no one knows but you pretend that they are going to be dead by midnight because life is so easily snuffed out. I mean, you can be gone, a heart attack or an accident, whatever. And so what you do when you meet someone, you look at them in a different light and you say, this person could be dead by midnight, and just engage them believing that and saying, okay, how would you treat someone when you meet them and realize they've only got a few hours to live? Well, you're going to treat them with kindness, with respect, with an attitude of encouragement. And guess what? When you start meeting people and doing that, treating them that way, you will be amazed at how they will turn around and treat you the same way. And so all of a sudden, your life is buoyed. You are just lifted up, and you can do that today. You can meet people and think, oh my gosh, they're going to be dead by midnight. And you start treating them in a different way. You don't dismiss them. You don't just say, oh yeah, that's the lady at the drive-through McDonald's, no big deal. Give me my food, I'm going to go on. No, you look at them and you recognize them as a human being and say, listen, they're going to be gone, and tomorrow their family is going to be in shock and they're going to be grieving. And so I need to treat them with kindness, respect, love, and you will be amazed what it will do for you. It's amazing. And that's just one idea that I've got in the book.
Folks, I'm talking to Mr. Dave Wadsworth on the title of the book, Finishing on Fire.
Yes,
Finishing on Fire. Finishing on Fire. Live your legacy of purpose, passion, and prosperity. Can you see that, Dave?
Yes,
Finishing on Fire. Finishing on Fire is the title of the book, and you can find it on Amazon, and there it is right there. That's what that cover is going to look like. It's going to be finishing on fire. Find it right out here. Find it right actually on Amazon. I'm talking to Mr. Dave Wadsworth. And Dave, I wanted to get that title up there, the right one, so that they could see it. They could see it. So I'm gonna bring it over here, and I'm gonna show them a small glimpse of the inside cover of your book. So there it is, right there. Can you see that right there, Dave? Okay.
Yes.
Finishing. That's it right there. Finishing on Fire. So Dave, unpack that for us. Tell me a little bit more about this title. How did you come up with this title?
That's funny. It's been an evolution, finishing on fire. I got to realizing once I got to say 50 or a little bit older, I thought, I want to leave something that when I'm gone will encourage people and lift them up and what's going to be left of me. And so I really wanted to find something that would spark myself and other people. And so I put in finishing because we are actively finishing our lives on fire. And what I'm wanting people to do is every single day live your life, live your legacy with purpose, with passion and prosperity, because we are blessed in so many ways. If you live in America today, I don't care where you're at, you have so many opportunities you don't even imagine. I've traveled to many mission fields in many countries, and I realize when I come back to the United States, practically every time I just want to kiss the ground because I feel safe. I feel open and free. And finishing on fire is about every day living that freedom and enjoying life. You enjoy the people around you. You enjoy the things that you're doing, even if they're little things. Enjoy those to the maximum. And that's what I'm trying to help people do. Finishing on fire. And I'm telling people, don't just retire and fade off into the woodwork. You need to finish strong. And you start by every day doing these simple things like the Dead by Midnight. And a lot of it is your relationships at work. If you have a bad boss or you have bad relationships, it's awful. It's torture going in and dealing with these people. And so I'm trying to help people deal with relationships and build those relationships. And I'm talking about encouraging people around you every day, and you will find out your life will be so much better, and it can happen today. And I want you to live with that joy and excitement. And so I'm fired up. I just
No pun intended, huh? No
no.
pun intended. So, Dave, let's take a look on the inside of this book here. Let's see here. I'm racing to the end. The first scripture. Talk to me about this first page you see on the screen there. You see that right there?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Of course, I've got a scripture there because I am a Christian man, and I have the values that Christ espoused to us, to love one another, to look out for each other. But also in scripture, it talks about not retiring, but racing, running to the end, run with perseverance, which means don't be weary, just keep moving. And my buddy Steve Blankenberger, he talks about when I ask him, how's he doing? He says, well, I'm racing to the end. And that's what we need to do. We need to have that excitement where we are racing to the end of our life. It may be today. It may be today. So you need to get fired up and be excited about today. Don't be looking at tomorrow. Don't be looking back to yesterday, because so many times what happens is we get caught up in the past. Well, guess what, people? The past is over. Okay. And guess what? The future's not here yet. You need to live in the moment. And I have an exciting little verse in there. It's kind of a saying that I use that yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. And that is why we call it the present. The present. And I want you to open up your present. Open up that gift of today and thoroughly enjoy it. Enjoy those people around you. Enjoy what's going on around, the activities you're involved in. Look for the fun in them. So many times we just kind of, we're like zombies. We just go through life, just dragging along. But that first page tells a lot about, every day, and continue. No matter how old you are. I just wished a gentleman the other day, I called him up and said, I want to wish you happy 90th birthday. And he's excited. He's so excited every day. And that's exciting to me. So that's it.
Dave, that is awesome. So now the book is titled Finishing on Fire. It's available on Amazon. You can grab a copy for only $2.99. Now, Dave, we wanted to offer this book at 99 cents, but we found out that the size of the book and the quality of the content that was in there, Amazon would not let us offer it at 99 cents. They forced us to have it at $2.99. So, folks, it's a $2.99 book. It's on for a limited time, but Dave probably will be raising the price on this book. So we want to encourage you to grab your copy today. Is that what we want them to do, Dave?
Oh, exactly. Today is the day. I really would like for you to just get on and start enjoying the life that you deserve. I want you to finish your life on fire. But yeah, the $2.99, I hated that, but that's what they said we've got to do. Actually, they recommended it be 469 is what they recommended, but I said no, let's keep it as low as we can. Especially we want to start out with people today. I want them to get this in their hands and benefit immediately. And so that's what it is. $2.99. That's dirt cheap. I guarantee you that's less than a Starbucks cup of coffee. So, and it will last you so much longer.
You won't be disappointed, my friends. You won't be disappointed. Now, Dave, while I have you here, before we got started, while we were in the green room, we were talking a little bit about current issues and current affairs. Would you mind giving me a reaction about the state of America and what's going on as far as, let's just say, police brutality and so forth, killing of unarmed Black men, and George Floyd? Give me a comment.
Okay, I'm glad you asked that because it's all throughout my book. I mean, I've been writing this book. Actually, it's been in my mind and notes for years. And all throughout my book, it addresses exactly what we're talking about here today. I have always hated bullies. I don't like a bully of any kind, whether it's a school teacher or a coach or a police officer, anyone in authority that uses that authority to bully people is wrong. And to murder them is, right there in broad daylight. To do that, it just makes my blood boil. I can't stand it. And I never have. I grew up, it's a funny thing. I grew up in a small town, Plainville, Indiana. We didn't have any Black people anywhere to be seen. But I guarantee you, my dad, he taught us, he said, you respect every person. They are a human being. They are a child of God. And so I grew up that way, and I never had that mindset, and I just can't understand it. It really breaks my heart. And I told you before that my children, when they were in school, I said, hey, if you ever see anyone being bullied, you step up for them. You stand in there and say, hey, stop it. You've got to do it. And my daughter, I told her that the other day. She actually marched in Indianapolis, Indiana. My daughter was there, and she got tear gassed. They shot some rubber bullets, but she didn't get hit. But boy, she had the tear gas, and she told me all about it. But she said, Dad, I've got to do something. And what is exciting, I mean, she got a bunch of her buddies together. They marched, and she said, Dad, they were all peaceful. Everything was great until one idiot came in and threw a water bottle at the police. And when he did that, she yelled, no, and it was too late. And that's when the tear gas came out, because the police were threatened at that time, or felt like they were. So I'm so proud of her. And I feel like I've raised her right, because I don't have any use for this. I know that God hates bullying of any kind. He's a God of love. Jesus came and he died because he loved us. And that's what he says to us. And so it sickens me. And I don't know. I just don't think in those terms, but yeah, it's sad. I tell you what excites me though. I see hope, because I see this marching going on, and it's not a bunch of Black people. It's a lot of white people that are fed up with this crap. And that's what it is. And that excites me. That gives me hope. And I think there are some troublemakers that get into the crowd, especially when it gets dark, they start causing trouble. But for the most part, there's a lot of white people that are saying, hey, this is wrong. You know it's wrong. You need to clean up the mess. And that's where we need to come in and really have peer pressure and fight against this kind of stuff. And it's all through my book. It is all through my book where I talk about bullying and standing up for what's right, and having that mindset, of respecting people, kindness, encouragement, all that. So it's kind of funny that my book is launching in the middle of this. That's really kind of a little miracle, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I mean, I definitely know you're the real deal. You're not just talk, you all walk. You have demonstrated this, you live this. And that's what I love about you. And that's what I love about my friendship with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Same here. Exactly. I look forward to us learning and growing together and helping each other, and then our communities as a whole. as we become better and stronger, we can make change every day. We can institute change. And I'll bring this one point up. I told my daughter and son-in-law, my son-in-law, matter of fact, is a black gentleman from up in northern Indiana, Gary area, grew up a young man. His father was murdered, and 4 young boys were raised by his mother, and they've all got college degrees. They're fine young men, and I'm so excited. I just love this man to pieces. He's awesome. But I told him the other day, they said, "What do we do, Dad? What should we be doing?" And I said, "Well, Sarah, if you want to march, fine." But I said, "Here's what you do. Every single day, when you see someone being mistreated or bullied in any way, you stand up for them. Every day, every situation. And if you see it and you know it's wrong and you'll know it's wrong, then you stand up for them. That's what you do. That's your basis for every day." And so I'm excited about that. And hopefully our kids will pick up on this. And I believe they have. I think they're seeing some revolution here. And I think, Dr. Martin Luther King, I've got his poster. I've had it on my wall for years. And it's kind of weird, in a white guy's house, you got this poster, and I just know that God has inspired me, and I wish I could know more of him. I've read several of his books and books about him. So, but I'm excited and hopeful for our future, even though it's messy right now. But from problems come change, and that change can be very, very good. And I believe it will be good. So it hurts. It's painful, but it's good.
Folks, I'm talking to soon to be #1 best-selling author, Mr. Dave Wadsworth, the Attitude Man. He's released a new book entitled Finishing on Fire. Finishing on Fire. Live your legacy of purpose, passion, and prosperity. This book is available on Amazon right now. You can go out there and grab a copy. I want to encourage you to. I think there should be a link in the show notes here or a link in this broadcast. If not, just go to Amazon and look up Finishing on Fire, Dave Wadsworth. That's Wadsworth. Dave, you get the final words.
Final words. Just be you, because you are the best at it in the world. Out of 7 billion people, only you can be you. And if you read this book and just take one idea, you will be a better person. And by you becoming a better person, your family will get better, your community will get better, this country will get better, and the whole world will change for the better. Read this book, implement just one idea, just one, and you will be amazed and you'll be a better person. And that's the whole thing. I want you to be a better you. Thanks, Fred.
Thank you, Dave. And it's so good to have you. I'm going to stop the live stream, and then you and I can continue on after. Folks, the most expensive thing you will ever pay is attention to the wrong people. Have a good day. Run on over to Amazon and look up Finishing on Fire by Dave Wadsworth, Wadsworth.